Hey guys, welcome back to my episode of Tea Talk Real Estate. Today I'm going to talk to you on a topic that I'm very passionate about, which is real estate investing, and that's how I got started in real estate. And what we're going to talk about is I'm going to share with you my investing stories, and I'm going to share with you how I personally turned $60,000 into $1 million with real estate investing. My journey in real estate started in 2011. I was working a full-time job at the time, and I first moved to Atlanta working a full-time job and wanted to buy a house for myself to live in. And my realtor at the time, Doug Alexander, he has been investing in real estate for about 20 years then. And he taught me about real estate investing, and he was just sharing his experience with me at that time. So after hearing his stories, instead of buying a house for me to live in at that time, I bought a house to rent it out. At that time, everybody thought I was crazy. All my friends thought I was crazy because why would you buy a house for somebody to live in while you are renting an apartment? So, they didn't understand that. Even at that time, I didn't understand that, but I'm glad I did it, and I'm going to share the detail with you. So I bought my first house in 2011, my first rental home. At that time, it cost $80,500. And I paid $25,000 down payment. I took a 10-year mortgage, which was at that time for investor was 4% interest rate. And my mortgage payment turned out to be about $900 a month. I was able to rent the house out for $1,100 at that time, and that was great. I was very excited. I was like, hey, after my mortgage payment, I still had $200 left over every month. And then so I was like, okay, great, let's keep doing this. So every time I saved up some money, I went to buy another house. So my second house I bought in 2012. It cost $70,000, and I paid $15,000 down payment at that time. Instead of taking a 10-year mortgage for my second investment home, I took a 30-year mortgage. My interest rate was 4.5%, and my mortgage payment was about $500 a month. I was able to rent that house out for $1,100, which gave me $600 left every month. I was like, this is amazing. Why don't people do this? So, I got a taste of some good stuff, and I just kept going. In 2012, in the same year, I bought my third house. It was crazy at the time because every house was getting multiple offer. The houses were listed for $80,000. You have to bid $90,000, sometimes $95,000, sometimes $100,000 to get that listing. It was getting quite difficult at the time. I had to, submit 10 offers before I could get one. It was that competitive. But looking back, I wish I did more. My third investment home was $85,000, and I put in $20,000 as down payment. Again, for on a 30-year mortgage. My interest rate at that time was 3.5%. I was able to rent the house out for $1,100, and again, I had $500 left over after paying the mortgage on that house every month. So in total, for 3 investment properties, I spent $60,000. All right. And fast forward to 2012, in today's market, my house number 1 is worth about $230,000. My house number 2 is worth about $220,000. My investment home number 3 is worth about $250,000. So if you add them all up, the market value for these 3 homes are about $700,000. Again, through real estate leverage, I turned my $60,000 money into $700,000 net worth of real estate in today's market. Okay, and let's look at the rent number. I'm able to rent all of these houses out for $1,500 a month. So that gives me $4,500 in rent payment. Obviously, I have to pay mortgage, right? So, now you ask me, hey, that's only $700,000. I thought you meant 1 million. Okay, now I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. So, at the beginning of this year, I decided to refinance, what we call a cash out refinance, because over the past 9 years, I have paid down my mortgages for all these 3 homes, and each of my first home has been paid off. I paid off that 10-year mortgage in 9 years, so it was free and clear. My second home had about $30,000 left in mortgage payment. My third home had about $40,000 left in mortgage payment. So what I thought was, hey, these houses are worth $700,000 altogether. Why don't I just refinance, cash out the equity, and do something with it instead of having it sit there? Because as I refinance out the money, my tenants are still paying the mortgage, and the money is still paying the mortgage, and the money is just sitting there doing nothing. So I was like, okay, let me refinance and take the money out to reinvest that money. So last month I refinanced 3 houses out, and I took out on a 15-year cash out refinance at a rate of 3.65%. I was able to take out $375,000 cash out of these real estate. Okay, so $375,000 cash plus $70,000 net worth of asset. That gives me $1,075,000, and this all came from $60,000. Okay, so this is obviously this is a game, and this game can keep growing. So my plan is to take that $375,000 and reinvest into other real estate to help me generate more passive income, more rent, and more net worth. So who knows? That original $60,000 might turn into, $3 million, $5 million one day. So thanks for listening. I hope to see you again next time. Have a good day. Bye.